So I don't feel like making this video too long and naming off a bunch of facts.
I tend to find there's a reason when somebody doesn't want to bring the facts to their argument. It's either that they don't know the facts, or the facts turn their argument to shit.
And debunking this bullshit theory called atheism.
Holy shit, he's one of those guys. This is not really my remit. This is not a atheist channel. I'm not even an atheist. I think I should leave this to someone else.
E equals MC squared. It's very related to what I'm saying. Energy equals matter. I forgot the C part, squared.
Oh! You did not just do that. No, the atheist channels are not having this one. This bastard's mine.
But guys, what you have to know more so than anything is that atheism is something that's created by the elites, okay, by people in power.
You mean people like this?
Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
And God bless America.
God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
And I go to church, and I love God, and I love my church. And Norman Vincent Peale, the great Norman Vincent Peale, was my pastor.
I get a scripture lesson every morning from a minister that I have a really close personal relationship with.
Well, you might say these psycho cunts are only saying God bless all the time because they think it's the thing to do to get more votes. And you may well be right. They may be sacrificing pigs to Beelzebub in their spare time. But they're not promoting atheism. They're promoting monotheism. And a very specific brand of monotheism.
Because they want people to fall victim to narcissism. This is the worship of self.
Dude, if I filled your gothy bedroom with gold bars and made you one of the richest people in the world, with the other 320 million people in America, would you feel safer if they were decent, God-fearing workers? Or would you feel safer if they were fucking loved themselves and had tons of ambition and pride and money-grubbing mindsets, very short-term, willing to do animal violence in order to get what they want? Which is the safer world from the rich person's perspective?
And that's exactly what atheism is. It's the worship of yourself.
Okay, so I'm getting used to this idea that you didn't bring the facts, but you didn't bring the correct definitions of words either.
The elites, illuminati, whatever you want to call it, they don't want you to believe in God. They want you to worship them. They want you to worship the system.
It would be naive to think that the world isn't run by powerful, self-interested parties. Of course it is. It always has been. But this idea of the Illuminati, the dark, cohesive unit that's steering humanity towards their demise, is obviously a load of bollocks. It's a lot more fragmented, egotistical, a lot more infighting. The cunts don't want us to have money and rule the world, but they don't want the other rich cunts to have money and rule the world either. They're all scrambling for the whole fucking lot. That's the way it's been. That's the way it's always been. History shows us there's something like a throne in it for them. They'll chop each other's goddamn heads off even if they're in the same family.
We're all slaves to the system, and that's another thing. Atheists, they can make it sound like they're so free and they're so, I have no gods, but really they do, and that's the state, that's the system, man. They have to worship their government.
Atheism doesn't come hand in hand with having to worship your government. I'm sure many atheists are critical of their government, and they're more likely to be critical of their government because they're not adhered to a religion which tells them the people in power above them are in power because God put them there, therefore they need to shut the fuck up.
And it's just the hilarious hypocrisy of these atheists.
Do you want to see some hilarious hypocrisy? This is from the book of Matthew in the New Testament, chapter 6, verse 24. No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money.
We're all slaves to the system. We're all slaves to the system. We're all slaves to the system. Let's just go over a few things with atheism. Number one, you know, their number one theory is that they believe something came from nothing.
I rather suspect the number one belief is that there's no God. It is atheist, no godist, basically. There isn't a subset of beliefs because it isn't an institution. It is simply a belief. You might get someone who doesn't believe in ghosts. That's all you can say about them. That's what that little piece of information says about them. It doesn't mean they do or do not believe in life eternal. They do or do not believe in aliens. It's got no other information in it. Same with atheist. Atheist doesn't believe in God. There's no other belief connected to it. So you cannot say their number one belief is that something came out of nothing. No, that's not even the current scientific theory of the beginning of the universe. There are three theories that mean it wouldn't come out of nothing anyway. One of them is that it's the product of two other universes colliding. And okay, you'll go, where's the other universes come from? It doesn't matter. The fact is we're asking enough questions to go back and back and back and back, and if we ever get the answers to these things, we'll ask questions to go back further from that. We'll find out the truth by discovery, rather than just going, oh well, God made it. And the birth of the universe is more impressive when you start piecing it together in a scientific way based on evidence. You want to know about a time when every atom in the universe is crammed into a little space the size of a melon, or baseball, or golf ball. You want to go back to times like that. You're dealing with amazing things. The God did it claim isn't amazing in any way. It's just shit from the top of your head. It doesn't come with any authority.
Atheism, it breeds, an emptiness inside of you.
That fullness that you're experiencing, in contrast to the atheist, is a fullness of...
Because people don't naturally want to believe there's nothing.
When was belief about what we did or didn't want? I don't want to only have 200 subscribers, but I have to believe it because it's true. Belief isn't something you pick up and choose. You can't say, I don't believe I'm alive, I don't believe in the fucking walls in my house. You don't choose what you do and don't believe. It's only Christians with this idea that you can be vaguely charmed by this idea of universal justice for all, and therefore say, brilliant, I'm buying into it. Belief isn't as wishy-washy as an idea that you like the sound of. Belief is belief. How many Christians believe in life eternal? And how many Christians do you see crying at funerals? They know, deep down they know that it's shit.
That nothing is there when you die, and that you just become this, empty void of nothingness. Nobody wants to believe that. I mean, nobody wants to believe that this life is our only life anyway. I mean, this world we live in is kind of a sad world. It's full of a lot of suffering and pain. And so why would we want to naturally believe that this is all there is?
Well, this is Psychology 101. You don't like the world the way it is, so you're sharing your coping fantasy with us. And your coping fantasy is that life is eternal and God will forgive you if you do something shitty, and he will damn other people if they do something shitty, or something like that.
Looking at it on a more... I guess psychological level, if you want to call it that. I don't see why someone would want to believe that. But see, people, they force this belief system on themselves.
Careful, the road is dangerous. Yeah, I know the road is dangerous. I've just got to force myself to fucking believe it now.
Because, well, number one, they are brainwashed. That's a big thing.
We are all brainwashed in a way. Everyone who's born into a culture and becomes accepting and conversant with the culture has been brainwashed. They've been indoctrinated to such a degree they can't see the benefit of doing things differently. We're brainwashed into thinking that currency has a value, into respecting hierarchy as if it were real. When you look at a police badge, the meaning behind it is in your mind. People are indoctrinated into the way they live, and yet there are hundreds of different cultures across the globe. You get indoctrinated into your own, brainwashed really to the point of not questioning it. Now, the only real way to overcome modern brainwashing is to enact some critical thinking. The atheist is much more able to do that than someone like you, who takes advice from a 2,000-year-old book that doesn't make any sense.
But number two, they want to feel bigger than what they really are. But the truth is, we're all mortals.
Not according to your religion. If we do well, we go through the gates of heaven, and it's paradise eternal. If we do badly, we go down to hell, where they try their damnedest to fucking rub us out with whips and chains and lakes of fire, and they still can't get rid of us. It lasts forever.
We all have sins to atone for, and you can't hide from that. People, they want to live in this world where they feel like they don't have to be judged by anyone.
We live in the same fucking world that I do. Everybody judges everyone.
I'd be willing to bet a lot of them have never had a good father figure or, much discipline in their life. And that's what happens with these atheists, man. They feel like they're in control, that they're in power of everything. And again, it's a mental disorder.
Critical thinking as a mental disorder is a very new one on me.
It's definitely some kind of imbalance, if you want to call it that.
You're either stoned or you've been playing World of Warcraft for like 60 hours straight.
I'm not telling you guys you got to be a Christian, you got to do this or that, but the reason I'm making this video is to simply let you guys know that the theory of atheism, okay, on the logical and on the the psychological side of it, it's complete and utter bullshit.
Let me review what you've done here from your perspective. You're basically saying atheism is a theory, which is fucked up. It's not a positive claim. It's simply not believing something that there is no reason to believe in. But you're saying they've got a mental disorder, they've got no fathers, and they've had no discipline. They want to rule the world. They've been brainwashed by the Illuminati. You've put forward all these reasons to explain the lack of mental health for an atheist. But as a Christian, you then go away from the cause and effect. You go, I won't take into account this cause and effect. I'm not going to have any compassion for the mental health issues, or that your father died or ran away, or any of this. There's going to be no love from me to you. I just need to tell you that your theory is bullshit.
I mean, you cannot tell me something can come from nothing. Now, if you were to say, the universe is infinite, that's one thing, but still, I don't think that makes much sense. I think it makes a lot more sense to say that there was a thinking energy.
Let me fuck your theory before you even really get started on it. You say there's a thinking energy. Earlier on in the vid, you said it was an energy zero situation from which God produced something.
Zero equals zero, okay? There's no variables in zero. I don't care what you guys tell me, that there was some kind of vibrations. Nothing. You can't have anything.
How the fuck does a thinking energy fit into this theory then?
That created us. A thinking energy that did not need a creator, because energy cannot be created or destroyed. Albert Einstein once said, I want to know the equation of God.
Yes, but he meant unified force theory.
And it's interesting too, because his theory, E equals mc squared, it's very related to what I'm saying. Energy equals matter. I forgot the C part, squared, but it's still very related.
What did you say? Energy equals matter times something. Energy equals mass multiplied by the speed of light multiplied by the speed of light. Now, doesn't that sound fantastical? It does. It was theoretical physics until we split the atom and proved how much fucking energy was in there. This is what science is. It's so much more reliable than your fucking bullshit. And you can't even tell us one of the greatest physicist discoveries of all time. You can't.
You shouldn't want to become nothing when you die, dude.
It doesn't matter what you want. The thing that matters is what will actually happen, and you don't know any more than they do. You just don't want to admit it.
Anyways, guys, this is just some stuff to think about, you know. I know I left some stuff out, but really, I mean, I don't think I should have to cover everything in regards to atheism.
I would settle for one thing. If you had one item correct in this video, that would be something. But you haven't mounted any kind of case. There's nothing here. There's nothing in support of God. There's no Christian love. There's nothing in condemnation of atheism because you don't understand what atheism is. And there's no explanation that makes any sense. You've bought into the Illuminati stuff. That had a higher feature than God.
Just remember, guys, think for yourself. Common sense is your greatest ally. And know that, you know, freedom of speech and common sense are under attack right now, and idiocracy is spreading. So that's why I'm making this video, guys, to try and spread some sort of truth.
No, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't say that. You didn't say all that. You didn't. Help me out. Put in the comments section what I should have said here, because that was mind-blowing. I genuinely don't know what to say.
To try and spread at least people to think for themselves, you know, to try to make people think for themselves. So hopefully this will help.
More than you will ever know.